Hello, everybody, and welcome to week two of the Cover 4 podcast from Norman, this time for Randy Gibson, as he's working for Compass Media, as they'll do the national radio broadcast of the OU Michigan game tomorrow night at 6:30. You can see that game on Channel 8. Uh, Looks like the regular crew will be there for ABC. That means Herb Street's there and Chris Fowler, and I assume Peter Herbstreit will be roaming around there somewhere.
Absolutely, Jim. Kirk is here, Chris Fowler is here, and like you said, Peter Herbstreit, the OU athletic department, got him a jersey with
Yep.
his number one. And I saw Kirk had it on him already, and he's sporting it around campus today, this afternoon. Peter is in his Sooner number one jersey.
Uh-huh. So,
And I just went by the South Oval, the beautiful South Oval, my old stomping grounds from journalism school back several years ago. And ESPN Game Day is going to be they're already set up and ready to go and be the first one sans Lee Corso. So it's going to be interesting to see how it goes here tomorrow with
yes, it
with the
will.
game day set. It's going to be a little different for us all, isn't it?
Yeah, it is going to be quite different with Coach not there anymore. But you still got the gang there. You've got Desmond. You've got uh, Coach Saban's going to be there. Pat McAfee will be there. Be interesting to thing that they do with the promotion, where they give away quite a bit of money as far as that.
Yeah, it is. And I not only whoever gets chosen for the McAfee kick thing for the scholarship money, the kickers and the quarterbacks need to be prepared tomorrow because right now, coming from the Mountain West out here today, I am feeling the Oklahoma wind sweeping down the plain. It's kind of breezy out there this afternoon, hoping it dies down a little bit before kickoff tomorrow night.
Yeah, yeah, you were talking about that. You were wanting to do this thing from the right there in front of the game day set, but a little too windy. It's a little typical Oklahoma City Norman weather as far as wind is concerned.
Absolutely. It feels like an October, late September, early October day out there today. A little rainy, and we'll see. Rain's supposed to blow out, we're hoping, by tomorrow night. So we'll see. But I am kind of excited. I'm in Catlett Music Center. So being a former drumline member of the Pride, it's kind of fun to be here in Catlett and hearing the jazz band rehearsing upstairs and seeing the choir getting out and Pride kids getting ready to go down to the field for their afternoon practice.
Mm-hmm. That'd be a lot of fun for you tomorrow night. Not only seeing OU band, but the Big Blue band.
Big Blue, that's
I,
right.
and I'm not talking Penn State. I'm talking Michigan.
No, Michigan, Big Blue, Michigan, the big house. They come down from the big house up there up north.
Yep.
And I already seen a few Michigan fans walking around Campus Corner as I was pulling in over here. So I know they'll have at least a presence here tomorrow night for sure.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Uh, Looking at high school football tonight, Tahlequah heading to Collins Stadium in Sapulpa after a 55-6 win over the East Central Cardinals last week. Let's see if the Tigers can go 2-0. And that'll be the first time in a while that the Tigers could go 2-0. And then they come back home next Friday night and take on the Wagner Bulldogs before taking a week off.
Yeah,
So,
they're going to need a week off after taking on Wagner too, and I sure hope they can go 2-0. Like you said, it's been a while for the Tigers since they've been able to start the season 2-0. So nice victory last week, and let's hope it can continue on for them.
yeah, right. And Hulbert trying to find the first win of the season and also try to find the end zone after getting beat 33-0 by Haskell. They've got to go to Ramona tonight and take on the Dragons of Caney Valley. And then next week will be their home opener as they take on the Porter Pirates next week over in Hulbert. So They start 0-1. Tigers are 1-0, but two teams start the season tonight, and both of them are home. The Sequoia Indians, they're out at Thompson Field tonight, 7 o'clock kickoff as they take on a team from across the border. The Prairie Grove Tigers come to Tahlequah to take on the Sequoia Indians. They are a Class 4A school over there in Arkansas, and probably when they redistrict later on this year over in Arkansas, I wouldn't be surprised to see Prairie Grove go up to 5A, or at least be right at the top of 4A over there. Uh, they would be going in, if they do go to 5A, they'd be playing against Farmington,
Yeah, they
which,
will. I'm kind of surprised they're not 5A already, quite honestly. I didn't realize they were still in Class 4A, but I could see them moving up pretty quick.
yeah, way Northwest Arkansas is growing, and
Mm.
they usually have a pretty good ball club over there. And so Indians may have their hands full tonight against I expect, a pretty good Prairie Grove Ball Club coming to Thompson Field tonight, 7 o'clock. And then Keys, they'll open the season at home as well out at Jerry Hood Field as they will take on the Gore Pirates in their opener. And then they travel to Stillwell next week. And then the Battle of Cherokee County out at Jerry Hood Field as the Cougars and the Indians face each other uh, in 2 weeks. So
That is
that'll be
always one of the most fun games of the season back in Cherokee County. You know, that battle for Cherokee County, it's usually a pretty good one between Keys and Sequoia. And it's one that honestly I look forward to every year.
yeah, that's going to be a dandy out there. And uh, whoever is the home team, they get a great gate because that's everybody will be out there for
Hmm.
that one.
For
And
sure.
here's the good thing: Tahlequah people can go out there and watch it in 2 weeks because the Tigers will be in the off week.
And it's so fun. I mean, you've got so many native kids out at that play for Keys, but you've got some kids from Keys who are Cherokee who go to Sequoia. So you've kind of got neighbors playing neighbors in that
That's true.
series.
That is true. So let's talk about that OU Michigan game coming up tomorrow night. That's going to be interesting. You got some interesting stuff from the sports information people, not only from OU but also from Michigan.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, one of the interesting things, of course, Oklahoma and Michigan hadn't played since the Orange Bowl, back when the Sooners won the 1975 championship. Quarterback Steve Davis, and that era, Barry Switzer was a young guy on the sidelines back then. So haven't played since. And for two blue but blue blooded programs, you know, it's going to be a fun night tomorrow night. Both ranked fairly close. I'm seeing some lines that saying Oklahoma up by 2.5 to 3. I'm seeing some lines that's got Michigan up. So should be a good game. Like we mentioned, ESPN, not only game day, but the number one crew will be on ABC, Chris Fowler, Kirk Herbstreit, and Holly Rowe down on the sidelines. This season, of course, 131st for Oklahoma football. And right now, is this season, believe it or not, Jim, lead the nation with 50 all-time conference championships,
Mm-hmm.
uh, 27 11 plus win season, which is a tie, and 33 AP top finishes and five number ones, NFL draft picks. That's a tie too. So Michigan's got a lot of depth and a lot of that background coming in too. So um, I will say this is kind of nice. Oklahoma owns a 79-54-4 record against current Big Ten programs. And of course, that's kind of skewed a little bit because over half of those were against former Big Eight rival and even Big 12 rival Nebraska.
Yep.
So, going to be going to be an interesting game for the SEC. Let's hope it turns out a little bit better than last week's SEC Big Ten matchup.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was kind of a surprise to me, uh, that it was as low scoring a ball game as it was. Uh,
That was the biggest
defenses
surprise to me too. Yeah, I will
defenses
agree.
were uh, were up to snuff. Arch didn't get a whole lot of help in
No,
that.
he didn't.
Uh, and I think some of it too was, he was throwing the ball short. Um,
Hmm.
there was some short throws. Uh, Not scoring on that 4th and 1 proved to be the big difference of the ball game right there. But I think Texas will bounce back from that. Now they're home this week,
Hmm.
uh, so it'll be interesting to see how they come out, and I expect them to play a lot better than they did up at the shoe.
I do too. If you're a Longhorn fan, I would keep my head up because it's tough to win up at the shoe anyway. They had all summer to prepare.
Yeah.
The
Oh,
Buckeyes did.
oh,
So, you know, I think Arch is a young quarterback, but he's really good. He's going to come along. It was just a setback, but if you're going to have a setback, that's the game to have a setback in when you're playing number three, the first game of the season.
right. Exactly. Uh, Talking about the ball game tomorrow night.
Mm-hmm.
Now, uh, officiating wise, this will be a Big Ten crew working the game
Mm-hmm.
because it'll be just like up uh, Ohio State last week. That was an SEC crew
Correct.
game.
Yes.
So this will be a
Yeah.
Big Ten guys will work the ball
Yeah.
tonight.
It's the opposing team's crews that come in for these
Mm-hmm.
non-conference games. So definitely a Big Ten crew, and it's going to be a little bit interesting to see kind of which way they slide. I was a little surprised at some of the stuff the crew last week. I thought they did a good job overall.
Mm-hmm.
Um, uh, Tough job, of course, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens tomorrow.
It will, and I can guarantee you that they probably sent their top crew
I'm
from the
sure they did, and you can bet Big Ten's going to send their top crew.
yeah,
Going to be here tomorrow night as well.
right. Speaking about that, what about this ball game at Otten Stadium tomorrow afternoon at 2:30? The Oklahoma State Cowboys face the Oregon Ducks in that hole out there in Eugene that gets extremely loud.
Yeah, it does. The Being in Eugene, of course, being a Oklahoma guy, let's just hope they don't have to onside kick it. But I still remember that one. But yeah, it's going to be loud out there. And uh, what do you think, Jim? Do you think OSU and Gundy and OSU is going to be able to just jump on that same train with that young second string quarterback?
I think they'll play good. Uh, it's just playing Oregon at their place. Uh, they played well, you know, with the second string guy coming in. Uh, the starting quarterback, he's out for 6 weeks because broken foot, had to have surgery on it. So he's out 6 weeks. So that's going to put him, you know, pretty much midway through the season before he
Yeah.
can come back. Now
Yeah, it
you're
was
going to
tough.
get your
Yeah, it was
head.
tough luck. It was tough luck for him. I kind of felt for the kid, honestly. He finally gets his chance and breaks his foot in the first half of the first game. So now you're out half the season, and you kind of settle in with that second stringer. We've seen that before many times. So
Oh, yeah.
we'll see what happens with him.
Well, there's a possibility, if the second stringer is real good, uh, could you be looking at a medical red shirt?
Possibly, some we've seen that happen too. I mean, again, I was here at Oklahoma when I remember playing at the game when uh, Aikman broke his leg against Miami and brought in a young freshman named Jamel Holloway on
Mhm.
to the national championship in '85, and Aikman wound up transferring to UCLA because of it. So, um, you know, I think a medical red shirt would only be fair
Yeah,
for him.
and that would be an automatic because he
Mm-hmm.
has only played one ball game.
Right.
He will be on CBS tomorrow afternoon at 2:30. So that means Brad Nessler will call the game from out at Otten Stadium in Eugene. So that'll be the
By the
only game that we'll get to see.
while we're on OSU, I just want to bring up absolutely loved Mike Gundy's wireless commercial he did this past week. I don't know if you had a chance to see it.
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh my gosh, what was it? 13 years ago, he did. I'm a man. I'm 40 press conference after the Tech game, I
Right.
think,
Yes. Yeah.
and he kind of did it about wireless, and he kind of was making fun of himself for that
Mm-hmm.
press conference back then. It was kind of talking about different wireless uh,
Wireless companies.
companies
Yeah.
and 5G. Yeah, so it was kind of good. If you get a chance, go see it. I had to chuckle and hit like on it actually when I saw
Oh,
it. So
oh yeah. Well, the other two games, as far as Big Four is concerned, you're going to have to watch them on ESPN Plus. And the one game is one I thought, Arkansas people never thought they would see. And that's Arkansas against Arkansas State in Little Rock. And that's a 4 o'clock kickoff on ESPN Plus. And I never thought we would see the day where the Razorbacks and call themselves the Red Wolves now, but let's face it, they were the Indians
right,
back in the day with
yep,
running, and they had, and the people had no problem with the logo. There were Indian tribes that did not have trouble with the Indian logo. It
I
was
just like
double
Northeastern as
A,
far as I'm concerned. Yeah,
right? Exactly. Same thing, just alike. But the NCAA uh, stuck their foot in their mouths on that.
yep,
So,
they sure did.
yep, just like us.
Yep,
But 4 o'clock kick, first of three road games away from Razorback Stadium, even though it is designated as a home game at War Memorial Stadium for the Hogs. Then next week they go to Oxford to open up the SEC against Ole Miss, and then play Memphis at the Liberty Bowl before coming back home the 27th and taking on Notre Dame for an 11 o'clock kickoff. So we'll see what happens with Arkansas. They won 52-7 last week. Taylon Green with 6 touchdown passes in that ball game against Alabama A&M. Uh, the biggest thing for Arkansas was no turnovers, uh, very few penalties on the offensive side of the ball. Uh, Bobby Petrino calling the plays from upstairs instead of on the field. So that helped a bunch. And we'll see how they do. Uh, see if they can go 2-0 and show A State who is boss in the state of Arkansas.
I don't look for Arkansas to have much trouble, honestly, against them.
Well, A State is they're a decent ball club, but they play in the Sun Belt. They play in the Sun Belt Conference. So, but they'll you got to remember Coach Jones is their head coach at
Mhm.
Jonesboro. So he's got them going over there. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. The other ball game that's on ESPN Plus will be 8 o'clock, and that is coming from Las Cruces, New Mexico, as the Golden Hurricane of Tulsa try to go to 2-0 on the year. So they take on the Aggies of New Mexico State. So Trey Lamb got his win, got a 35-7 win uh, last Saturday night at home, and now they'll try to go to 2-0 and get things off on the right foot up at TU.
I hope they do. How long has it been since TU started 2-0?
It's been a little bit,
That's what I was thinking. It's been a while.
a bit too. And speaking about trying to go to 2-0, the Redmond home opener is Saturday tomorrow night. So they take on Missouri S&T, better known as Missouri Rolla. Game time 6 o'clock up at Gable Field, Doc Wadley Stadium, and we'll see if Darren Cheverini can go to 2-0, which
That would be fantastic too. That's been a long time since they've
it's
started
been
the season
a
too.
long, long time since NSU has been 2-0. We've been getting our heads caved in
Yeah.
mainly because we've been in the MIAA.
Mm-hmm.
And do we go back there? They haven't said much yet on what we're going to do for football
I was
in
going to
20.
ask you if you'd been hearing anything about that. I was kind of wondering if they were going to drop back down in that
Have,
class or.
haven't heard yet. Haven't heard if it's go back to the MIAA. Uh, do we go across? Start playing people across the border in Arkansas, playing the Great American Conference. Um, we'd have to find a dancing partner on that. I've said all along the dancing partner would be Missouri Southern would be
Mm-hmm.
the the obvious choice, or do we go to the Lone Star Conference again? So I don't know. Uh, it's been pretty quiet, to say the least. Uh, like I say, next week they head to Florence, Alabama, take on 1AA North Alabama, a team that used to be Division II. They played in the Gulf South Conference and used to be the host of the NCAA Division II championship game. In fact, there was a MIAA refereeing crew
Hmm.
led by Craig Heltzer that worked the championship game down there one year. And all the guys who worked that game uh, got championship rings for working that ball game.
Oh, was that right?
Yes, I got to see it. And
That's
when
cool.
they came in to work a ball game here, Craig and uh, several other guys showed me the national championship ring. And Stuart Shockey, I was trying to think, he was the umpire. He now is a Big 12 official and works in a crew with David Alvarez. And Stewart's goal is to try to make it into the NFL. And
Good
he,
good luck to him. I hope he makes it. Let's talk about those Big 12 crews. It kind of hearing some familiar names from back in the day when we were part of them.
yes, yep,
Still seeing them from my Cougs out west too.
right. Speaking about your Cougs, how are they doing right?
Yeah, man, they absolutely the Cougs, Cosmo and the Cougs are started the season fantastic. Absolutely plummeted Portland State at
Mm.
home last week. Uh, they they were running into the end zone and continuing straight up the mountain almost. It seemed like,
Oh, wow.
oh, my goodness gracious, Cosmo was at full force, doing his thing. It was a fun night in Provo last week. I was sitting out on the patio watching the Oklahoma game, but I could hear all the ruckus down the street coming from Lavelle Edwards Stadium down the road from me. So that was a lot of fun. But oh, Jim, tomorrow night, uh, 9:15 Oklahoma time, 8:15 Utah time, they're taking on the Stanford Cardinal.
Ooh.
So that's going to be a fun one for Stanford is coming to town to Lavelle Edwards Stadium, and it's going to be interesting after what happened to Stanford a couple of weeks ago against Hawaii.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And
So
Hawaii,
I,
that there's going to be a new Aloha Stadium built. The
Good
one that
deal.
it is, it was condemned several years ago and
Mm-hmm. I
hosted.
remember that.
Uh, I do have connection out that way. Former sports information director at East Texas A&M now, and Midwestern, Bill Powers, who is went out there to be the SID at Hawaii Pacific and has retired, become the communications director for the city and county of Honolulu.
Oh, wow.
So he's doing that right now, but I do know for a fact that him and his wife Rhonda would like to come back stateside, and I think that's coming very soon. As
I
soon
can't
as
remember. Yeah, talking about coming back stateside and Hawaii. I can't remember if we talked about this last week or not, but Hawaii's kicker that won the game for him there with 4 seconds left from Japan and came stateside to watch a game and started watching how to play American football as a kicker on YouTube. He started watching YouTube videos about kicking and wound up winning
that
that game.
that and also learning how to speak English.
Yeah, yeah, couldn't even speak English and out there trying to, learn how to do that, and then gets that little scholarship offer from that little JV junior college school up in Ohio, and wound up winning the game for
History.
Hawaii a couple weeks. Yeah, it is kind of fun, kind of fun. But yeah, it's
Yep.
going to be a good one coming back around. It's going to be a good one out in Provo tomorrow night.
Yep. I think we've got everything almost covered. Kansas City opening up tonight. Now you have to watch that one on YouTube tonight. That's
Hmm.
uh, the game they're playing in Sao Paulo, Brazil.
Oh wow,
They're the international games that the NFL has. So it's the Chiefs and the Chargers. If you were in Kansas City today, you could bought your Red Friday flags. That's a tradition up in Kansas City, and it's a fundraiser.
hmm.
Going through, you go through a McDonald's, and they sell the Red Friday flags, and it goes to one of the children's hospitals up in the Kansas City area. And
Fantastic! What a fabulous
tradition
idea.
for for years and years, it's been that way. I will have to check on the pulse of one Greg Crouch, better known as Digger. I'll have to check with him tomorrow and see if he is in good spirits or could have his phone turned off.
I don't know. He might. You know, it just makes me wonder if he's going to be able to pull up YouTube and if he's going to actually watch it or not.
Yes, he is. He's already told.
Has
He
he?
bought the YouTube package, which is uh, the Sunday ticket.
Hmm.
It used to be with DirecTV, is now with YouTube. So he bought that thing, so he could watch other ball games besides the Chiefs or the
Mhm.
or the Cowboys, which would probably be blacked out in this area. So any other ball games he could get to watch on YouTube. So that's something new this year. And next week, who the Sooners got next week?
You know, uh, Fill it up here and see. I think it's Temple, if I'm not mistaken, but let me double check on that before we sign off here. Um, I know I've got some friends out in New Jersey that are pretty excited about um, the Sooners coming up that way. So I want to say that's who it is. But uh, yep, sure enough, September 13th next week, Oklahoma at Temple. It's going to be an early game,
11 o'clock.
11 o'clock kickoff. Yep,
Be 12 o'clock in Philadelphia.
right.
So they will play at Lincoln Financial, where the uh, where the Eagles play.
Right.
So there'll probably be more fans wearing crimson and cream next week than Temple.
Probably so. Uh, I just hope they're look got of course the big one tomorrow, got Temple, but then just looking down the road after that, the 20th, SEC play opens because Auburn is coming to town along with their new quarterback who used to wear the crimson, Jackson Arnold. So that one will be a game to gear up and get ready to watch here in a couple of weeks for sure.
And they have not announced the time on that one yet.
Correct.
That'll be announced Monday.
Right.
And figure, let's just see if I can.
A lot of it's going to be with how we do tomorrow night against Big Blue.
That is true. Let me go to Sooner Sports, go to the schedule. Come on now. And let me see what it says here. Okay. It will either be a 2:30, 3:30 kick, or could be a 5 to 7 p.m. kick. At least they do give you a time frame.
Yeah,
Of,
that's good. At least it's not that early slot either.
right. Then the week off, Kent State, uh, that will be the plus game,
Mm-hmm.
ESPN Plus, uh, 3 o'clock kick. Texas is a automatic 2:30.
Mm-hmm.
Then
South
early at
Carolina.
South, early at South Carolina, early at home against Ole Miss.
Yes, I know. That's so frustrating because that's homecoming. It's
Ah,
so aggravating. Every year, it seems like I was hoping when we got into the SEC that we were going to start getting some afternoon and night games for homecoming. But Big
they
12, I
have.
swear, always did that to us on purpose. But us old folks don't like to get up and be at a 6 o'clock band rehearsal for alumni band. I can tell you that.
Uh-huh. Yep. I agree with you. It's just like when I've got to go to Arkansas for a game and it's a 11 o'clock kick, 6 o'clock get up, get over to the parking lot by 8, get on that first bus up to Razorback Stadium. So yeah, I
I
know.
am I will say I am glad to see OU Texas be in the afternoon. My whole time at Oklahoma, I think we had one afternoon kick, maybe two out of the 5 years I marched in Pride. So,
The other
you
ones were
know,
11 o'clock.
yeah, it was brutal.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think we've pretty much covered everything as
I
far
think
as
so.
heard.
Had to go late this week between
Yeah,
my
we had too
travel
much going
schedule
on.
and yeah. So maybe next week we can get back on track and get it up earlier in the week. Hoping
Yeah,
so.
uh, do it Tuesday and recap everything and talk
Yeah.
everything. We can get this sucker up. Let you do that, and hopefully we can get it up before the 7 o'clock kickoff.
Yep, I'll have it up here in a few minutes before I head out to watch the Pride practice this afternoon.
All right, that's going to do it for this week's edition of the Cover Four podcast. For my partner Randy Gibson, getting ready to do a little spotting for Compass Media tomorrow night there in Norman. I'm Jim Trickett, and we'll see you next week on the Cover Four podcast.